The girl was locked by her parents in a machine less than 10 square meters. Even when they delivered supplies to her every day, they couldn't have any contact with her, because she had been sick with a lung disease since she was little, so she could only live inside the purifier pod. She thought she would spend her whole life in that pod, but she never expected an accident to happen. That day the pod suddenly lit up. Her mom, Anna, quickly looked out the window and saw streams of air rushing out into the street. The air was coming straight from the sewers, and anyone who breathed it in collapsed on the spot. Her dad on the street had no idea what was going on, but when he saw an even bigger cloud rolling toward him, Jack ran desperately back home. When he got home, he switched his daughter's pod into power-saving mode. Then he grabbed his wife and rushed out, seeing the toxic fog climbing fast up the building. They had no choice but to run upstairs. Soon they reached the rooftop. After knocking on a neighbor's door, Anna pulled out a walkie-talkie to ask about their daughter. Hearing she was safe, the couple finally sighed with relief. Then they stepped onto the balcony and saw the whole street buried in poison fog. Luckily the fog stopped rising, but Jack still wasn't at ease, so he climbed onto the roof to check, and was shocked to see the entire city drowned in fog. It even caused a city-wide blackout, but the pod's backup battery wouldn't last through the night, so after making sure the fog wouldn't burn skin, he planned to hold his breath and go down to replace the battery, but that meant holding his breath for 15 minutes, something no normal person could ever do. Right then, Jack remembered the old man on the 6th floor had an oxygen mask, so he carefully climbed down along the pipes, then smashed a window and crawled inside. He found the old man lying on the floor already gone. Jack wasted no time searching for oxygen. Just when he was about to pass out, he finally spotted an oxygen tank in the corner. He quickly turned on the valve and rushed back home. After swapping the pod's battery, he went back out to find more. After pulling a few batteries from cars, Jack suddenly heard a whistle ahead. It was the military leading survivors out. They noticed Jack wasn't wearing a gas mask, so they handed him 2 sets of gear, and then moved on. By nightfall, Jack noticed the fog seemed to be rising, so he made a mark with his pen. An hour later, he saw the fog had indeed risen a few centimeters. The couple realized they had to get out soon, but their daughter couldn't be exposed to the air, so they planned to head to the downtown lab. When Lily heard her parents were going for spacesuits, she asked them to also check on her friend, because her friend had the same sickness. The couple hesitated, but finally agreed. Soon they made it to the lab. Anna knew the place well, and quickly found the suits, but as they were about to leave, an explosion knocked them out cold. When they woke they couldn't breathe. After checking they realized their tanks had been burned through, so they had to share one mask, supporting each other up to the roof. But the air left was only enough for one, so Jack told Anna to go. She had no choice, and rushed back carrying the suit. By the time she reached downstairs her oxygen was gone, so Anna ripped off the mask, held her breath and dragged the heavy case up. She made it in the very last second. But when she opened the box she found, the suit was burned to a crisp. She fell into despair. Meanwhile, Jack kept moving along the rooftops, and spotted a stash of supplies ahead. He climbed up a rope, and reached the roof, where he found a body. Following the blood trail inside, he saw an oxygen tank in the corner. He strapped it to his back, but just as he was leaving, a man blocked his way. Jack cracked open the tank and questioned him.
Et après, tu vas me buter? Comme l'autre?
When the man reached for his gun, Jack grabbed him and leapt off the ledge. The man had no mask, and soon suffocated. Jack took the gun and rushed off. When he got back downstairs, he found Anna dead on the stairs. She had seen the pod's battery about to fail, so to save her daughter, Anna ran down holding her breath to swap it. Jack had no time to grieve. He had to find another suit for his girl. Luckily a fallen ambulance had one inside. He grabbed it and hurried back. On the way he spotted a motorcycle, jumped on and sped off. Almost home, a boy suddenly appeared in front of him, and Jack crashed blacking out. When he woke again, he saw 2 figures in the smoke. He limped closer to check, and realized it was his daughter Lily. Turns out people with her sickness were immune to the fog. Seeing his girl alive, Jack broke down and hugged her tight. When Jack woke once more, he found himself inside the pod. This time it was his daughter taking care of him.